Yeah, thanks, Erica. Yeah, good evening, everybody. Yeah, we get the 3 points at the end of the 95 minutes. And I told the boys before the game, we won this game based on last week's result against the Atlas team that, we had to dig deep. The squad's very thin at the moment with all the guys out and with all the guys traveling and what have you. So, we dug deep there against Atlas, and I think that gave us a base and a foundation, get us different looks at different guys, and credit to everyone who played a part today. I mean, the fans are amazing here at Subaru Park, stayed with us till the end, and enjoyed this special moment with us to get the points at the death now. And we've seen a team now that's, changed the complexion of games late on in the second half, and just through sheer desire and will and quality off the bench. And credit to the boys. They can go and enjoy the 5 days now. Thank you.
Is it canned spinach like Papa used to eat, or is there some magic elixir that's made this team find this resoluteness this year that this group of players didn't always have before?
Yeah, I think I said it, when they introduced me here at the Union. We want to create internal competition, and we want to play like the way we train, with intensity and power. And credit to Dean and his boys. They're a gritty team as well, and they're tough to break down, and they're very organized. And we had to be a little bit creative tonight and try and change things up in the second half with a little bit of a different approach. I think it worked both ways. I think we gave up a few transition moments that we didn't want to, but also we created a few more. And if we had taken a lot of our chances, I think this discussion wouldn't be as tight as it was in the injury time winner. So, I just think there's momentum, there's belief, there's energy, there's cohesion, there's commitment to each other as teammates.
Kevin Sullivan comes in at 92 almost on the clock. I think you called him over like at the start of stoppage time.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had a decision to make there. It was a very physical game. What ended deciding to go for it?
Yeah, listen, I mean, you saw Raffanello coming into the game and find a little space between the lines and calm the game down on the ball. And I think that's very important. And I think Kevin has that quality as well, just to calm things down and then go 1v1. We had a bit of the chaos up top with Marcus and Donovan and Bruno. So just thinking about how we can get now a little bit of quality between the lines. And for those moments, he played a great contribution, and I thought he did really well. And it's tough on Kevin sometimes because he puts himself under pressure to play, right? So sometimes not always the right moment. But I'm glad with the contribution that he did tonight. And listen, we're always looking to reward guys. And Marcus gets his reward tonight as well. And he's been digging deep with Union 2, and he gets a goal last week against Atlas, and he rewards himself now with a goal, his first MLS goal. So, I think we've shown that we believe in every player on our roster, and I think we've shown that throughout the couple of months here.
Bradley, you said just 2 days ago the plan for Marcus was to build up Union 2. Go figure, he scores tonight. I mean, just how happy are you to see that plan come to fruition and for him to contribute in his first appearance in MLS play this year?
Yeah, it's not easy for those guys. They train with us, they empty the tank early in the week, and then, when we trim the team down to like 20 players for the roster, Thursday, Friday, you can either be demoralized and go down with your tail between your legs to Union 2 and play, or you commit to the process and the journey. And I think you see the way we've rotated in the month of May. I think you've seen the way we've started different players. I think we've been bold and brave enough to play different players in different positions and what have you. So everyone knows they have to stay dialed in because they could be coming. So credit to Ryan, the same alignment, the philosophy, so we're all working very well, connected with each other, and the roots are deep. and I think you can see that with everyone who plays.
You now have 12 goals scored in the final 5 minutes plus stoppage time each half this year. Is that just a number that just so happens or is it a product of the hard work, not fighting or not giving up the fight until?
I think that's what it is. I think you put teams in a certain game, and we knew coming into this game, Charlotte defensive distance is very deep, right? So PPDA 30th in the league, which means they allow the most passes before they intercept the ball. Interceptions and tackles, third least in the league. So we know they want to control the game in different ways. But if the more chaos you create, the more intensity you put them under, you hope that they're not just bend, but also break. And I think we showed that through the 95 minutes.
Bradley, you talked about the fans, just how important they were tonight. The Apple cameras towards the end of the game, or at the end of the game, panned to you, pointing to your players, going to the fans and celebrating with them. Just can you talk about that moment and just how much the fans carried you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think it's pretty emotional for my staff, for me personally. You know, just I think the first 3 games, you know, when we were here at Subaru Park, you know, 82 minutes in and the fans are leaving, despite us winning results. And I was told it's the Philly culture, right? It's the Philly. It's just the way. It's just the way it is. To see all the fans staying tonight was massive. To see them rallying late on in the game, it gives me goosebumps, right? So this is amazing. And if we can try and collectively make this place a real tough place for people to come and teams to play, yeah, it makes me like, yeah, that we're all in this together. Yeah.
Jesus Bueno looked like he tried to give it a go, pulled his hamstring, looked like.
Yeah.
Any update on that?
No update yet. I saw him as I was walking through here. I saw him on the table, so hopefully I have more in a minute. Thanks.
Bradley, players like Jeremy Raffanello, Quinn, Marcus, all those guys, seeing them now, like you kind of mentioned in your opening statement, kind of seeing some of these guys that maybe haven't gotten minutes yet. How big is that now when you look down the road into like almost towards the end of the season for them to be in these pressure-packed situations, like in these tight games late?
Yeah, I think it's massive, right? I think it's very, very important. And Rafa did it in Montreal. We closed the game out in a real professional way. We controlled, we dominated. The field tilt was always in their end. So, yeah, through these moments of, you know, belief in training, pushing these players in training as well to make sure they're getting up to the right periodization in terms of fitness and just connectedness to the group, individual training sessions, individual meetings, video sessions. Like, we don't just focus on 11 players. And I think that's the beauty of you know, credit to the staff. And I've spoken about alignment since day one, that we want to be aligned. And I think you're starting to see the byproduct. Winning is the result. The byproduct is everything else that we're doing around here.
As I think we discussed a couple days ago, you got some company on the practice fields this week, with Chelsea being here. And I wonder, you know, what, unfortunately you guys don't have a home game during the Club World Cup, so everybody who's coming to town won't get to see you in person. But they might have heard about you or about Kavanaugh or whatever by now. What would you like them to know? Because they probably heard there's a local club here, even though they won't get to see it.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I haven't really focused too much on that. And I don't think they're thinking about myself. I really don't. You know, I think the players have deserved a 5-day break now with the league mandatory break. And I'm looking forward to heading out and seeing my family in St. Louis. And yeah, I mean, we will be back at certain times and hope to catch a game and maybe a training session and meet some staff or what have you. But yeah, I don't think that's their focus. And I don't really think it's my focus either.
Ask too, has there been any change with Ty Burrito's timeline status in the last 48 hours? Obviously, a lot of it's out of your control at this point.
Yeah, he's still in Israel, and we're monitoring the current situation. We're in contact with him every single day, more often than not, and yeah, we're not sure when he's going to return, but yeah, we're just monitoring his situation as it develops.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.